All right, let's talk about careers in the age of AI. If you're feeling a little bit of whiplash, you're not alone. But here's the one thing we absolutely have to get our heads around. Fighting the changes, well, that's just not a winning strategy anymore. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into how to actually embrace all this chaos and turn today's uncertainty into a real opportunity. Okay, just a quick heads up before we dive in. This is part 6 of a 9-part series, and it's a brief look at a really comprehensive research report from Virtualization Options LLC. Now, as you can probably guess, we're just scratching the surface here. The full report goes way, way deeper. And this quote from the report, man, it just nails it. The path forward requires embracing rather than resisting change. This isn't just some fluffy motivational poster quote. It's a fundamental strategy now. The people, and yeah, the companies that are going to win in this new world are the ones who look at all this uncertainty and don't see it as a problem to be solved, but as, well, the new normal. Okay, so where do we start? Well, the report lays out these 6 foundational truths. Think of them as the new laws of the AI era. And honestly, getting a handle on these is the absolute first step if you want to build a career that can weather any storm. So here they are, real quick. Universal impact, flexible planning, human skills, collaboration, org support, and, the big one, permanent uncertainty. All right, let's break each of these down. All right, first up, universal impact. You know that idea that AI is only going to affect certain jobs? Yeah, that's a total myth. This isn't just about automating tasks on the factory floor or in the call center. We're seeing senior leaders wrestling with huge strategic questions because of AI. The point is, the impact is literally everywhere, which means everyone needs a plan to adapt. And that leads us right into truth number 2. Your 5-year career plan, you can pretty much toss it in the bin. I mean, the whole landscape is shifting way too fast for that. Success today is all about being flexible, thinking in these short-term cycles, maybe 6 to 12 months at a time. The goal is to be guided by your core values, not some rigid ladder of job titles. So, if AI is handling more and more of the technical stuff, what's left for us? Well, this is where it gets interesting. Our human skills become our biggest advantage. Things like emotional intelligence, real creativity, and the ability to solve super complex problems. Those are the things AI struggles with. And that's exactly where you should be investing your time and energy. Now, truth number 4. This one requires a pretty big mental shift for a lot of us. The old idea of competing with everyone to get ahead, that's out. Collaboration is in. The whole lone wolf thing is a losing strategy in this new world. Real resilience comes from connection, from building these diverse mesh networks of people from all kinds of industries. And, just as important, learning to partner with AI, not just fight against it. Which brings us to a really important point with truth number 5. You can't do all of this alone. I mean, personal effort is absolutely crucial, but it's not enough. Organizations have to step up. They need to provide real support, everything from reskilling programs to mental health resources. And let's be clear, the companies that actually invest in their people through this transition, they're the ones who are going to come out on top. And finally, we have what might be the most critical truth of all. This isn't some temporary storm we just have to wait out. This constant change, it is the new normal. The report is super clear on this. AI-driven uncertainty is now a permanent part of our careers. And you know what? Accepting that, really internalizing it, that's probably the biggest and most important mindset shift you can make. Okay, so now we've got the 6 core truths. We understand the new rules of the game. But understanding is only half the battle, right? The real question is, what do you actually do about it? What's your role in all this transformation? All right, let's break this down. First up, let's talk about individual workers, because let's face it, this is where the change really starts for all of us. This is your personal mission. So, for you as an individual, the call to action is crystal clear. Start playing around with AI tools in your field, like today. Don't wait. Actively build out that diverse professional network we talked about. Block out time for learning on your calendar and guard that time fiercely. It's non-negotiable now. And maybe the hardest part, really practice reframing all this uncertainty not as something to fear, but as a genuine opportunity. Okay, now for the managers. Your role is absolutely critical. You're on the front lines, leading your team right through the heart of all this change. Look, if you're a manager, your job isn't just about hitting quarterly targets anymore. It's about being a guide through the fog. That means being transparent about what's happening, even when you don't have all the answers.
It means creating a space where your team feels safe enough to raise concerns without fear. And, this is huge, it means modeling the behavior yourself. Share your own learning journey, the stumbles and the successes. Be human about it.
All right, let's move up a level to the senior leaders. Your job? To steer the entire ship through these pretty turbulent waters. For senior leaders, this is all about culture and big picture strategy. You have to ask the tough questions. Are you actively building what the report calls an AI-augmented learning organization? Are you treating support for your employees as a core strategic investment, not just a line item on an expense report? Honestly, your legacy as a leader is going to be defined by how you answer those questions. And finally, the report makes it really clear that this is bigger than any single person or any one company. We all have a shared responsibility here. This is about us collectively building a future of work we actually want to live in. So what does that look like? It means advocating for policies that support workers through these shifts. It means sharing what you learn with your networks instead of hoarding it. It means mentoring other people who are trying to figure out their own career pivots. And it means demanding, really demanding that AI is used ethically. This is how we shape an AI era that actually works for everyone. So where does all this leave us? I know, it can feel like a lot. The path forward is definitely challenging. There's no doubt about it. But it's not hopeless. Not at all. It's a path that asks for a bit of courage and a real commitment to never stop growing. And this final quote from the report just wraps it all up so perfectly. The future belongs to those who adapt thoughtfully, collaborate generously, and lead courageously through uncertainty. See, the future isn't about outcompeting a machine. It's about doubling down on what makes us human, our ability to adapt, to work together, and to lead with courage when things get tough. Which leaves us with one last, really important question. This isn't about some 5-year plan for a distant future. This is about right now. This is about today. So after hearing all this, what's the one small thing, the first step you're going to take to start your own adaptation today?